Mr. Zuckerberg, would you be comfortable sharing with us the name of the hotel you stayed in last night?
No.
If you've messaged anybody this week, would you share with us the names of the people you've messaged?
Senator, no, I would probably not choose to do that publicly here.
Ever wondered why you can't peel your eyes away from your social media feeds? It's not just because your cousin's vacation photos are fascinating or the latest celebrity gossip is too juicy to resist. It's because social media is designed to be addictive. Let's dive into the psychology behind this addiction. At the heart of our social media obsession is a basic human desire, the need for validation. Every like, comment, and share is a little nugget of affirmation, a digital pat on the back that tells us we're doing okay. We're hardwired to seek out these positive signals, and social media platforms have become experts at delivering them. But there's another side to this coin. Alongside this craving for validation is the fear of missing out, or FOMO, as it's popularly known. We worry that if we're not constantly connected, we'll miss out on important news, exciting events, or simply the daily happenings of our friends' lives. This fear keeps us perpetually logged in, scrolling endlessly through our feeds. But it's not just about validation and FOMO. Social media platforms also exploit our natural curiosity. They're like digital slot machines, offering an endless stream of new content that keeps us guessing and hoping for a rewarding surprise. This unpredictability taps into our brain's reward system, triggering the release of dopamine, a feel-good chemical that drives us to seek out more and more of the same experience. And let's not forget about habit formation. Many of us check our social media feeds first thing in the morning or right before bed, almost without thinking. These routines reinforce our dependence on social media, making it harder to break away. So there you have it. The next time you find yourself mindlessly scrolling through your feed, remember this. Social media platforms are not just passive tools for communication. They're sophisticated machines designed to keep you hooked, exploiting your psychological needs and fears. So you see, there's a science behind why you constantly check your phone. Ever experienced a rush of pleasure when you get a notification? That's dopamine. Dopamine, a neurochemical often dubbed the feel-good hormone, plays a crucial role in our love affair with social media. Let's delve into the science of it. Dopamine is released in our brain during enjoyable situations, stimulating us to seek out the pleasurable activity or occupation. It's our brain's way of rewarding us and encouraging us to do it again. Now, imagine receiving a like, a comment, or a share on your latest post. That little ping sends a thrill of excitement through you, doesn't it? That's your brain releasing dopamine, rewarding you for the social interaction, and encouraging you to seek more of it. But here's the catch. Social media platforms are no naive bystanders in this game of dopamine hit and run. They are designed to be addictive, constantly nudging you to engage, to scroll, to click, and to post. Every like, every comment, every share is a potential dopamine hit, and your brain craves more. Much like a gambler pulling the lever on a slot machine, you find yourself compulsively checking your phone, swiping down to refresh your feed, hoping for the next hit. The anticipation, the uncertainty, the surprise of what the next scroll brings, it all contributes to the dopamine surge. It's a cycle, and it's self-perpetuating. The more you use social media, the more your brain learns to crave the dopamine rush it provides. And the more it craves, the more you find yourself drawn to these platforms. In this respect, social media platforms can be as addictive as certain drugs.
Would you like a little whiskey, ma'am?
Certainly not.
It's not just a metaphorical comparison. Studies have shown that the dopamine release that comes from social media interaction is comparable to the effects of substances like cocaine. So, what's the takeaway? It's important to understand that this is how our brains are wired and how social media platforms are designed. It's not about shaming or blaming ourselves or others for our social media use. It's about awareness and informed choices. In essence, every time you check your phone, you're hoping for a little dopamine hit.
Tight, yeah!
Have you noticed how your social media feeds never seem to end? That's by design. Welcome to the world of infinite scrolling, a subtle yet powerful mechanism that plays a pivotal role in why we find social media so addictive. This seemingly endless stream of content is a key player in the game of digital entrapment. You may be wondering, how does infinite scrolling work, and why is it so effective? Infinite scrolling is a web design technique that eliminates the need for a user to manually load the next set of content. Instead, as you scroll down the page, more content automatically loads and appears. The result? An unending cascade of posts, tweets, images, and stories, all vying for your attention. The beauty, or perhaps the cunning of this design lies in its ability to create an illusion of endless content. It's like a digital version of Pandora's box. Once you start scrolling, there's no telling when or if you'll hit the bottom. This design technique capitalizes on our natural curiosity. It's the same reason we can't stop watching a suspenseful movie or reading a gripping novel. We're always wondering what's next. With infinite scrolling, there's always a next. It's a never-ending story that keeps us engaged for longer periods. But there's more to it than just curiosity. Studies have shown that this constant stream of new information triggers a release of dopamine, the same chemical that gets released when we eat our favorite food or win a game. It's a reward system that our brains love and crave. This combination of endless content and dopamine release creates a powerful cycle of addiction. We keep scrolling because we're always anticipating the next reward, and just like that, we're sucked into the infinite scroll vortex. Infinite scrolling is not just a design choice, it's a calculated strategy employed by social media platforms to keep us engaged, to keep us coming back for more, to keep us hooked. The endless scroll, a cunning way to keep you hooked. Those little red badges on your apps? They're not just for show. They're the high-powered engines driving your social media use, the unsung heroes of the digital world, quietly fueling your addiction. They're called notifications, and they have an incredible power over us. Let's take a moment to unpack this. Notifications are designed to create a sense of urgency. They pop up on your screen, interrupting whatever you're doing, demanding your immediate attention. It's like a little tap on the shoulder, a whisper in your ear saying, "Hey, something's happening in your social world. Don't you want to know what it is?" But it's not just about urgency. Notifications also create a sense of anticipation. You see that little badge, and your mind starts to wonder, who liked my post? What did they comment? Did my photo get any shares? This anticipation, this curiosity, it's like a hook, reeling you back into the social media sea. And here's the kicker. These notifications, they don't always tell you everything. They give you just enough information to pique your interest, but not enough to satisfy it. They tease you, leaving you wanting more. The only way to get more? Click on the notification, open the app, dive back into the social media whirlpool. The resulting loop is as simple as it is powerful. Notification, curiosity, click, reward, rinse and repeat. Before you know it, you're checking your phone every few minutes, caught in a cycle of digital dependency. So what can we do about it? Well, understanding is the first step. Knowing how notifications work, how they hook us and reel us in, can help us take control. We can choose what notifications to receive, when to receive them, and even turn them off entirely. It's not easy, but it's possible. In the end, it's all about awareness. Notifications are tools, and like any tool, they can be used for good or ill. It's up to us to decide how we use them. But remember, notifications are like digital candy, and we can't resist them. Ever felt a pang of envy scrolling through someone's perfect life on social media? Well, it's not just you. It's a phenomenon that psychologists call social comparison. We, as humans, have an inherent tendency to evaluate ourselves in relation to others. And with social media providing a window into people's highlight reels, it's easy to feel like you're falling short. Social media platforms are designed to amplify this instinct. They encourage us to present the best versions of ourselves, and then measure our worth based on the number of likes, shares, and comments we receive. We end up seeking validation from the virtual world, often forgetting that it's a distorted reflection of reality. This constant need for approval can be addictive. Posting a picture and waiting for the likes to roll in can give us a fleeting sense of accomplishment. But it's a dangerous cycle. The more validation we get, the more we crave. This craving can lead to excessive use of social media, as we constantly strive to create content that will garner approval. And then there's the fear of missing out, or FOMO. Social media platforms are designed to make us feel like we're always on the cusp of missing something important. This fear can drive us to check our phones incessantly, keeping us hooked to the virtual world. It's important to remember that social media is a tool. It can connect us with others and provide a platform to share our experiences. But when it becomes a measure of our self-worth, it can quickly turn into a breeding ground for insecurity. The desire for validation and the fear of missing out are powerful motivators. They can push us to spend hours scrolling through our feeds, comparing ourselves to others, and seeking approval. It's a tough cycle to break, but understanding it is the first step towards healthier social media habits. Social media can be a breeding ground for insecurity, and that keeps us coming back for more. Ever considered the toll that social media addiction can take on your life? It's a question few of us bother to ask ourselves, despite the fact that many of us are, in fact, addicted. Let's delve into the darker side of this addiction and the negative impacts it can have on our lives. First, let's talk productivity. We've all been there, scrolling endlessly through our feeds when we should be working, studying, or even just enjoying the world around us. Each minute spent on social media is a minute lost. Over time, these minutes add up, turning into hours, days, weeks. This lost time can lead to decreased productivity in both personal and professional lives. Next, let's discuss the emotional toll. Studies have shown that excessive use of social media can lead to increased levels of anxiety and depression. The constant bombardment of highlight reels from others' lives can make us feel inadequate, leading to low self-esteem and feelings of isolation. And it's not just about comparison. The constant need to be connected can create a sense of urgency and stress that is detrimental to our mental health. But perhaps the most heartbreaking impact is on our relationships. While social media was created to connect us, addiction can lead to disconnection in real life. We might be physically present with our loved ones, but mentally we are elsewhere, scrolling through our feeds. This lack of presence can damage relationships, creating a sense of loneliness and disconnection. And it's not just personal relationships. Social media addiction can also affect professional relationships. The need to constantly check updates can be seen as a lack of focus and professionalism, potentially damaging career prospects. The costs of social media addiction are high and they're often overlooked. The damage to productivity, mental health, and relationships is real and significant. But recognizing the problem is the first step towards addressing it. In the next scene, we'll discuss how to break free from this addiction. Stay tuned. So, how do you break free from the grip of social media addiction? It's a question that might seem daunting, but fear not, there are strategies that can help you regain control of your digital life. Firstly, setting limits on your social media usage is a game changer. Yes, it might feel like you're cutting off your lifeline, but you'll be surprised at how much time you'll reclaim. Start by setting aside dedicated periods of time when you will not use social media, like during meals or the last hour before bed. Gradually increase these periods until you reach a balance that feels right for you. Turning off notifications is another powerful tool in your arsenal. Each ping, each buzz, each red dot is designed to pull you back into the virtual world. By turning off these notifications, you cut off these constant reminders and make it easier for yourself to stay detached. Now let's talk about hobbies and relationships in the real world. It's easy to forget, but there's a vibrant, tangible world out there beyond the confines of your screen. Explore a hobby, read a book, go for a walk, or just sit and watch the world go by. The beauty of life lies in these simple pleasures, and they can be incredibly fulfilling. Cultivating offline relationships is equally important. Remember, humans are social creatures and we thrive on real, face-to-face interaction. Spend time with family, catch up with old friends, or make new ones. These relationships provide a sense of belonging that no number of likes or shares can match. Let's not forget, it's okay to ask for help. If you're finding it difficult to manage on your own, reach out to a trusted friend, a family member, or a professional. They can provide the support and guidance you need to overcome this challenge. Overcoming social media addiction is tough, but with the right strategies, you can regain control. Remember, the goal isn't to completely eliminate social media from your life, but to create a healthier relationship with it. It's about taking back your time, your attention, and ultimately, your life. So, let's review what we've learned about social media addiction. This modern-day obsession isn't just about habit or boredom, it's rooted in our psychology and how our brains respond to rewards. We've discovered that dopamine, our brain's feel-good chemical, plays a significant role in our addiction. Every like, comment, or share triggers a dopamine release, Much like a gambler's win at a slot machine, this is what keeps us coming back for more, continually seeking that next hit of validation. The concept of infinite scrolling further exacerbates our addiction. It's like a never-ending story, a digital rabbit hole that we willingly tumble into. With each scroll, we're hoping for something new, something exciting. And social media platforms are designed to keep us hooked, providing just enough novelty to keep us scrolling. Then, there's the power of notifications. Each beep, buzz, or flash of our screens is a siren call, urging us to drop whatever we're doing to check our feeds. These notifications prey on our fear of missing out, driving us to constantly stay connected. We also touched on the impact of social comparison and validation. On social media, everyone's life is seemingly picture perfect. This constant comparison can lead to feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem. Yet, we continue to seek validation through likes and comments, a vicious cycle that's hard to break. But it's not all doom and gloom. We explored strategies to overcome this addiction. From setting time limits, turning off notifications, to practicing mindfulness, there are ways to regain control. It's about creating a healthy relationship with social media, one where we're in the driver's seat. Understanding why we're addicted to social media is the first step towards breaking free. It's time to take back control.